Alright, hello everybody. Today I'm streaming raid training on the EU side. So let's go ahead and get into that. Swap over here. Oh, there I am. Awesome. Alright, and I'll unmute myself in the Discord. Alright, so I see 4 of you have not joined squad. The squad join command is in the chat. So I'll get squad organized. Go in there. Out of curiosity, VNV, are you Condi Tempest or Power Tempest? Just depends where I put you.
May the Six watch over you.
Alright, we'll put a pin in that question. Condi, you think? Are you running Berserkers or Power Gear?
Berserkers or Vipers, you mean, right?
Yeah, sorry. Marauder? Okay, so that's Power. I'm actually going to put you there for might stacking. Right, subs are worked out. Waiting on one more person to join. In the meantime, I will load into the wing. What's up, McCarrot? How are you doing? Thank you. I'm glad you like my overlay.
Hey, the gang's all here! But the gate's all the way over there. And the front yard's kinda hostile.
Perhaps a little more respect for the great city of Adashim. I am the key, and you are on my doorstep, outsider.
There's an orb talking to me. Again. The accounts didn't describe this accurately. Why aren't you on the gate?
There was an incident.
Is that incident named Kadi?
Alright, so we're
Zamaros sent
gonna wait for everyone to load in here, and then I'll teach you guys how to do gates, because a lot of you guys are new.
Without thinking.
Could we maybe discuss this inside? Those open rifts are making me nervous.
Gather all the pieces of me Kadim scattered around the courtyard. I must be at the gate to open it.
We'll clear the way and collect your
Oh, did you not
parts as we
sign
go.
up because you weren't able to make it, or just forgot to? Alright, so in the meantime, welcome to Gate. It has a chance at dropping a 200 gold item, so that's pretty exciting. All we're gonna do is kill things and capture these points.
Your mom betrayed. The dragon waits. Maybe I was the illusion all along.
Earth and stone conform to my will. I earned that.
So how's everyone's day been going? There's really not much to talk about during this event. It's really just kill things. After we clear our third rift, there's some instructions, but it's pretty easy.
Nice. So,
Point isn't captured
what's
yet. Which point isn't captured yet?
Yeah,
the
we
day's
have
been
to
fine.
kill everything on here.
It's terrible.
Hey Moose, do you mind me asking something meanwhile?
What's up?
About on your this is your EU account. Do you have any other characters beyond your druid?
I have an Ellie that I have been feeding my tomes of knowledge to, so that way one day I can do something besides druid.
No.
But it's only
Because
an Ellie, so it won't do any other roles besides DPS, unless I purchase the expansion for Catalyst.
No. It's because I noticed that there on the sign up there's always a druid role, but you are always
Yeah,
left
I
on.
mean I can just DPS Ranger.
Alright. It's because I actually recently geared my druid and I would like to try him out on
The
another
reason,
content.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
But what were you saying?
You're not exactly
Um, Nothing of important.
I see. Also, all of the raid trainings go into YouTube, right?
Yeah.
Do you have a link for your channel?
Yes.
Because I would like to watch your gameplay as the druid, so I could have a better idea of what to do.
There is my YouTube channel.
expected the legendary
I need to update my profile picture. It's like something I made in high school a while ago.
Nice. Oh, I just saw it.
I'm currently behind in uploading them. I think God, what are we on? Training 82? And I'm on... one second. I need my heal brand to come right here and 1 DPS. Everybody else follow me.
We were here well before Joker.
Hop on your bunny. Actually, I don't have a bunny, which is quite sad.
I feel like these rifts are just waiting to spin out.
Alright, so a mob is going to spawn here. Wait for it to get a CC bar, and then I'm going to want you to press 1 on your rabbit to Defiance break it.
Sabotage the mechanism. I cannot repair it in my current state.
Right, lack of hands. Okay, walk me through it.
And then you guys over there, you're just protecting Glenna from dying. Waits,
Alright.
and CC.
Fury rising.
If you're ever curious why we do the bunny, it's because it has the best break bar damage of any of the pets.
I think the turtle actually has the same by now.
Oh, really? I'm
Yeah.
behind the times.
In Turtle you can keep CCing, I think. You don't get out of your mount.
Yeah, but the turtle does horrible damage. So, okay, and then we're coming across. Clear or cleave these ads as we walk through them, but don't stop walking.
You do realize we're here to help you, right?
All right. And then we're killing this guy.
Maybe I was the illusion all along.
Assistance, please.
I will say, take my druid gameplay and trainings with a grain of salt, because I'm heavily focusing on training. Okay, now come kill this guy. Like for now I have Entangle, which I guess I could use to CC, but...
Yeah, but since on trainings, from what I see, you drew it as some kind of a special role. It's not just a healer.
I mean, it kind of is just a healer. It's just Druid is so good at dealing with mechanics. Just because of how good Staff is. Alright, and we're done, by the way. Come here for your chance at a 300 gold item.
Yes.
Alright,
Sure.
what'd you guys get for your rare item?
Nothing.
Alright, no precursor?
Well, magically speaking,
No.
your
Oh,
house seems to
oof.
be listing to the side.
Staff.
I'm getting wildly unstable readings here.
Shouldn't your
Rampage,
godmother
Rampager's Steam Spear Gun of Debility. We.
For anyone who didn't get the joke, it only gives unidentified rare,
Yeah, it can give a precursor.
which
In theory,
could give a
because
precursor. I've actually looted a
unidentified gear.
precursor from a blue before.
I'd say we're your
I-
best option.
I don't know which color. I got one precursor from unidentified gear, but I don't know if it was blue, green, or yellow.
By the way, if you're wondering what we're doing, we're waiting on lore to happen.
Yes.
We're gonna do Sabir first. Because that's the one that's not as sketchy with our comp right now.
These random wall plaque and secrets thingies, does it do anything bad if you start interacting with them?
No.
Okay.
I mean, it might uninstall your game, but it's not that bad.
Oh.
I mean,
Joe?
I'd argue that double boon chrono is really freaking sketchy on Sabir, but this will be
Oh, is it
fun.
really bad?
I mean, people standing in wells is always a bit questionable in training, and then on Sabir, on the last platform, when you have like
I
going
don't
up,
expect boons.
spreading and other stuff.
In trainings,
So,
if I
Malvina
see like
Prime will
60%
be-
boon duration, I'm just like, oh nice, we have boons.
Do my best. And
I think I tell
won't be
my
able
new
to keep up-
raiders to shoot for 70% if you're
Just
learning the
drop some
raid.
food.
And I don't think I will be able to keep up boons during the jumping phase.
Oh yeah.
I'll see if I can get the
There's a difference
Yeah.
between like full uptime and uptime when it matters.
Only I'm less likely to get whacked with a spoon.
Alright, come clear these guys. You'll notice that as they hit you, you're getting a stack of violent currents. Ignore the rare I pinned. What this does is you'll see a little rift over your head. When that fills up, you'll get a special action key that casts a little teleport dash. And wherever you land, it does some CC damage, which is a special tool which will help us later.
I'm your superior. This was the best choice. I saw which way the winds were blowing, and Kadim...
Actually, I don't need to grief you. You can do that for subgroup since we happen to lack Mirage. Might isn't an issue in either sub now.
Kadim is a foregone conclusion. He's already accessed the will of Adesina.
Fit and feisty. Give up yet?
Alright, you take the hot pad, come up, beat up the wisps. If you notice you're taking a large amount of damage all of a sudden, that's because they cast like lightning bolts on AoEs, and that red circle hits like a truck. Then you just hop on an updraft, glide over. Hop. Oh, someone attacked Kadim or Sabir. Let's go ahead and GG.
I know
Alright.
it's suspicious with my name, but it wasn't me.
I can check the log.
Please don't.
I'm a bit afraid for my golem.
Alright. Anyway. Just get him over here. Don't approach Sabir. He has a very large aggro range. So we're just going to be stacking here. And the name of the game is just to DPS Sabir. This technically is a toughness-based fight, or for tanking. Excuse me. However, we actually want to get hit. The reason is he sends out kind of like an electric shotgun. And whenever you get hit by that, you get a stack of that violent overload, or whatever it's called, violent currents. What this happens is while you have that, you're taking increased damage and doing increased damage. Additionally, when you want to get to 5 stacks, so that way you have your special action key. Because there will be a CC phase soon, or at some point, and you'll want to use your dash just to land on top of him and easily break the CC. So what that CC phase is going to look like is he'll be pushing us away, and then kind of a triangle of lightning bolts will come out of him and slowly change. Just don't get hit by those. They will try to push you off the edge. If you fall off the edge, there might be an updraft. Usually in the first stage there isn't to get back to us, but you probably just die. Is during this phase, just use your CC. And honestly, that's actually, once we break him, we'll have to spread out, and then we'll just return and DPS the boss. Any questions on the first phase? We phase at 80. Alright. In the second phase, it's pretty much going to be exactly the same. We're going to stack on arrow, but however, you'll notice that there will be a bunch of tornadoes that follow in this pattern around us. Try and avoid getting hit by those. They don't do any damage. They just throw you up in the air and take away your stacks of that violent current. Meaning we're slower at CC. The second thing he adds is called Shockwave. What Shockwave does is it sends out a Shockwave, and you have to get to an updraft or else you'll just go downstate. My best advice for that is if you have your special action key, just blink into an updraft, because it doesn't really matter, because you're going to lose it anyway. Any questions on these first 2 phases? Alright, we'll go ahead and give a poll. Just so that way we learn the core of the fight first. Alright, here we go.
Knowledge is power. I'm neither here nor there. Swirl like sand.
Alright, we're gonna have a CC phase here soon. Use your special action key to dash into him. Try and not to dash to the other side of him. While it's not a big deal right now, that might get you killed in future parts of this encounter. You can use your own CC, spread out. Once you're spread out, stop moving. Alright, and then we're stacking back up here for boons. If you want to be real extra, at 80% he knocks you down and you can dodge it. Dodge. But it doesn't really matter. Alright, kill the wisps just like we did with all the minions. Watch out for those red circles. They will chonk you pretty hard if you're a light armor class. Alright, if you fell off, try to find the updraft, else you might just be dead. Alright, for this next platform, avoid touching the red tornado. That will straight up kill you. I don't even glide over it. I fly around it. Uh-oh. I double tapped, evaded off the platform. Alright, good job. At 75, we have our first shockwave. Get ready. Get to an updraft. Updraft, updraft. Oh, pick our friends up. I want you picking people up, not resin. Alright, CC. So what you'll want to do is aim your CC just right in front of him. You really don't want to go behind him. Updraft, updraft. Alright, pick our friends up, pick our friends up. Updraft is the hardest part about this. I don't mind if you guys slow your DPS, just permanently looking out for this. Alright, so I haven't explained this new phase yet. So do your best just to kind of stick with me, because I don't want to call the GG yet. I want you guys to see this. What's going to be new is shortly after we get up there, there's going to be a red tornado. If you ever touch the red tornado, it's going to straight up kill you, and it takes up about a quarter of the stage at a given moment. Additionally, our first CC phase is going to be a group CC, meaning don't CC the boss, because it's CC regens very quickly, and we have to do it all together. Alright, we're going to have updraft here soon. Updraft.
Beautiful blend of talents.
Nice, no one got hit by that this time. Alright, this is a group CC, so save your special action key, and I will call for us to use it. Alright, 3, 2, 1, use it. Now, any extra CC? Perfect, now spread out. And that's exactly what that looks like. Stack back up. Here is our tornado. If you touch that, it will permanently just kill you. Alright, head to the corner. Follow me, follow me, follow me. Pick our friends up. You guys are actually looking really good for not knowing what's going on. Updraft. Alright, let's go ahead and GG. Did anyone have any questions on the first two phase? Alright. So, in the third phase, the fight ramps up a lot. So we still have shockwaves, and then we're going to have a group CC. Did anyone have any questions on the group CC? We handled it pretty well. I basically call out for us to use it when I see 7 people have the special action key, which, if you look at the border around your name, it will be glowing yellow if you have special action key. Foretells for shockwaves. There will be an earth ring that's coming out, and then you have a few seconds to get to the shockwave. I don't advise this, but if your kit has a built-in teleport, it is possible to teleport to the other side of the shockwave. But I don't think anyone here has a built-in. I don't want you taking a teleport, just to try to make this easier, but I didn't know if you took Shortbow. But oh no, I forget. You have like infinite. Basically, how people do that is if you're standing on arrow before it comes, you go there and then you you teleport right into Sabir. I don't recommend learning it. I recommend just getting to an updraft, but it is an option if it's there. Also, hello, Arrowlosen. Alright, so the other thing that he adds is corners. He's going to send out a destroy the room mechanic, and at 2 random corners, opposite ends, there will be safety bubbles. For these safety bubbles, they're actually more of like safety cylinders, meaning that if you are above them, because you got hit by an updraft, it's not actually going to kill you. But try and not get hit by updrafts. Alright, during the group CC, the reason I've been telling you guys, try not to dash behind him. That's on me. I have fat fingered a button. Let's just go ahead and GG. The reason I tell you guys to try and dash just right in front of him is you don't want to land on the other side and then get thrusted back by him into that tornado. Alright, and then the last thing that's going to be added is for our banner friends. Actually, I'm not going to do banners. because you're blade sworn, so you don't have maces. Who here is good at CC?
I can switch if you need
We'll
me
have
to.
our thief do it. So what you are going to do is starting at about 40%, wisps are going to show up. Just like you saw before the fight. What these wisps do is they shoot bullets at us, which isn't that big of a deal. But what is a big deal is they actually micro stun you. So you get stunned for about half a second, which doesn't sound like a big deal, but however, remember how mobile this fight is. And there will be times where I'll be like, get to corners, and then you're just getting chain micro stunned, and you can't get to the corners, and it feels really sad. So this is why we deal with those. How you're going to do those is you will approach there, either use your thief teleport or your special action key, preferably your special action key, to teleport on them, which should do most of their CC. Then you'll just finish off the CC and kill them off. Alright.
Do you really have enough CC for that?
Thief? They should have Basilisk Venom.
But not, but like for every fourth one or something, Basilisk Venom has a cooldown.
It should be fine. We'll see if it gets bad. Alright, we will give it a ready check. Wisps don't show up that frequently. Alright, this is free CC, so just use it as you get it. Good job, spread out. Once you're not overlapping somebody, just stop moving.
I'm neither here nor there.
Why should I fight and lose when
Good job.
I yes to the inevitable and survive?
One thing I just want to mention, for my Tempest, can you avoid pressing Earth 4 if you're on Warhorn? The reason for this is we actually don't want to reflect any bullets, as it helps build our special action keys faster. If you forget about it, it's really not that big of a deal. It's just an extra thing. Alright, and in we go. Get ready, Shockwave is coming in 3%.
Cycles increasing.
Shockwave, up. Nice, no one got hit by that.
Your mind will betray you.
Push against fate and hasten.
Alright, this is free CC, use it as you get it. You guys are looking great. Updraft? Oh. Nice. That nice wasn't at you guys, that was at me, who I was halfway in the air and got hit by it. Alright. I always get confused when I'm dashing up and I see Sabir dash in front of me. I'm like, how did one of our allies go up without killing this wisp? Alright. We are looking good. Updraft. Pick our friends up.
Calm before the storm.
Watch out for that. This is a group CC. Hold your CC. If you're curious how to tell the difference, it's whether or not you are being pushed back. Alright, we're rotating. Follow me. Okay, 3, 2, 1, use your CC. Nice, spread out. Pick that friend up. Alright, corners. Come to me, come to me, come to me. Nice. Alright, and then move to whichever the... We move every time it's safe to updraft. Alright, wisps are here. Pick our friend up.
Assistance, please.
If you don't have your special action key, you can also just take an updraft over there. Rotating. Alright, this is a group CC. Save it. 3, 2, 1, use it. Spread out. Alright, corners, follow me. Next wisp is up. After this, go ahead and head over there. Alright, and just come all the way over here. Alright, this is free CC. Use it as you get it. We're going to try not to teleport into that tornado. Alright, next wisp is up. Spread out. Oh, we lost 2 people to tornado. Corners, corners. Alright, we no longer have a wisp person. Updraft.
Do you need someone else to do it?
We're just gonna go and burn the boss. Hold your special action key. If anyone dies, we can't recover. Rotate. Try to avoid getting hit by any updrafts. We need everyone here. Rotate. 3, 2, 1, use it. Nice. Spread out. Alright, DPS the boss. We're going for the kill here. Corners. DPS as hard as you can. Updraft. Good job. Did anyone have any questions? Happy to answer them. Oh, my apologies. I forgot to mention that.
Stop being evasive. My guys kill a cardinal and you and this pylon light up like
Of course. A lesser Jinn cannot hope to inherit a cardinal's power to enter the city.
You mean you've absorbed both
It's
elemental energy?
it's not going to be an issue for Adina. It's honestly fine.
Good for Adina.
Yeah, it's actually good for Adina. So next we'll come over here, take this rift, go to, I think it's Laystone Access. Yep. Alright. So, I will say this boss, in my opinion, is easier. However, new people to this struggle a lot with this. So if it takes us the rest of the 2 hours, don't worry. That's completely normal. There's not anything at the boss you need to click. I don't have auto loot, so I have to loot the coffer, but... Alright. So she's gonna summon a
Lower even than the lowest of
rock. Just stand behind a pillar. She's gonna put markers over her head. It's gonna fire bolts. It'll break all the pillars.
I'm fast as the wind.
Or the other Ooga Booga way is just, excuse me, to heal through the downstates of this.
Kadim will seal the rightful supremacy of Jin.
Also, this is my favorite fight in the whole game.
Your alliance with
The
Kadim is
Marina?
tearing your
Yeah,
city
I
apart.
like the transforming stage.
He destroys. I shall rebuild.
Alright, don't enter the center pylon area, or it will pull the boss. Alright. No, no, okay. Why is my pet? GG. I keep fat fingering buttons. Anyway, so how this fight is going to look? By the way, what is the toughness of our chrono? Because now it actually matters.
1180, I believe. I was tanking on Sabir. I did notice that. I
Okay.
checked.
Just
Both
double
no
checking,
one
is
changed
anybody
here,
over 1180?
but I can go up to 2k if needed.
Can you get over 1250? Because I think he's running Scepter. And Scepter
I
3
should be able
gives him
to.
250 toughness.
Uh, 1.4, okay, at that point I can just go full tank. Okay. I should be on 2000, yeah.
We haven't assigned pillars yet, don't worry.
2.2k now.
Okay.
Because whether I go 1.5 or full doesn't matter. I'm not doing damage anyway.
So, I need 2 people behind each pillar. Tank is going to either take arrow or star, whichever they prefer, which it looks like they are on star.
Nope.
Now, what this fight is, or what these pillars are, is when we pull the boss, she is going to put a marker over all of our head, channel an earth bolt, fire it at everybody, and it's going to downstate you. How you can evade this attack is by standing behind a pillar. A pillar will tank 2 shots, unless it gets hit by the tank, but it shouldn't. After that, we're going to DPS the boss. A few seconds later, she is going to mark people to summon the new pillars. How she determines this is the 5 furthest people away from her are going to be marked with pillars. Now, we are going to bait this, that way there is no confusion. So what I want you to do is I want you to jump if you want to be a pillar kiter. It needs to be one of you at each pillar. Ideally, it's someone with ranged, but it doesn't need to be someone with ranged. Alright, who's over here on Heart? I might just volunteer somebody. We have a Tempest and a Bladesworn. Tempest, you are jumper, or Architer. So, let's go ahead and GG. All this means is something quite simple. Rather than, or if you are not kiting, do you see that mossy earth ring under her? First of all, those platforms, or those will never change, because that's where the boss stands. And I want you guys standing on the mossy area where the boss is. If you are not, or if you are kiting, I don't want you to touch the mossy area. Does that make sense? Okay. For my tank, have you tanked before?
Yes, I have.
Okay. So everyone else, you may notice little stalagmites on the floor. They look like Hershey Kisses, but I think you guys don't know what those are. Just don't touch them. If you do, they'll do a lot of damage to you. It'll blow up whichever tile you're standing on, and then you'll fall into quicksand. Now, if at any point you do fall into quicksand, we're not in CM, so what it's going to do is it's going to bounce you back up. What kills a lot of people is they'll fall down, start panicking, and start jumping. Sometimes this can glitch it out. Just wait and it'll bounce you up. Tempest, if you go downstate in sand, you actually can mist form and bounce back up. Everybody else, you die. Actually, I think the Mesmers and Thieves might be able to teleport back up to us. Unsure on that. All right. Does anyone have any questions on the core of this fight? What it's essentially going to look like is she's going to shoot rocks at us, destroy all the pillars. We're going to DPS her. Our 5 pillar baiters are going to get pillars. You're going to take it back to whichever marker you started at. Drop the pillar. Wait for it to be set in stone, because if you drop it on the group, it's going to kill people, or it sends off a little shockwave that blinds people, making them do 0 damage, and it's not that fun. Where should you stand for pillars? Just where you are now, and try to drop them roughly where they started were. The platform will change, and it won't be possible to drop it exactly where they were before. Just drop it in that general area, so that way your friend knows which one to go to. Nope, it will time out. So you're going to have a red circle around you. That circle will expire, and then you will see a red circle tied to whichever hexagon is on you. You'll want to make sure you're off that hexagon, because if you're on that hexagon, it'll straight up kill you. And then the surrounding tiles adjacent to it, if you're standing on those, it's going to blind you for 10 seconds. Exactly. So it's basically just going to be this pattern of DPS, drop pylons, run in DPS, and then she is going to have an eye over her head, signifying that, 1, if you look at her, you're going to get blinded, but 2, that it's time to head to your pillar. You'll also hear like this ringing, but I'll also call that when we're heading to our pillars. And then it's just going to be looping that till we're at 75%. Once we get to 75%, the eye doesn't affect healing now, but for the other 8 people in this raid, it is very impactful. Because there is DPS checks in this fight.
I mean, the eye tech, somewhat.
It also does damage to you.
Blind doesn't matter, but yeah, the retaliation does.
So, once we get her to 75, 50, and 25, she is going to do a twister phase, where she's going to shoot out 2 laser beams of sand, and it's going to slowly spin counterclockwise. Make sure you are not inside the boss's hitbox, and make sure you don't touch these. They will immediately kill you. After the first twister phase, we are meeting up over at Heart, or it's like in between Heart and Circle. I'll actually put a marker down for it. We'll be meeting up over at Spiral. The rest of them we are meeting up at Star. So, my Revenant friend, I do apologize, but I am going to gut your damage here so that way we can live. Can I have you not take Shiro stance, and instead take Centaur stance? The reason for this is, during this phase, hands are going to appear, and we have to DPS down the hands. There are 2 types of hands. One is the knockback hands, which fires a projectile and knocks people down and backwards. That one everyone hates, but it's really not the one that's going to kill us. The one that is going to kill us is the erosion hand. I'll be honest, I don't care what form of rev they are. I need them to take Centaur stance. Okay. So the one that will kill us, however, is the erosion hand. The erosion hand fires a bunch of projectiles, which the Rev will throw down his bubble to block these projectiles. Make sure we're all standing in this bubble. if you get hit by the erosion hand, it's going to give you a stack of erosion, which massively increases the damage you take. That's not too impactful for us. However, if our tank gets too many stacks, they won't be able to tank and will die and it will wipe. Right. I've been talking for far too long and I've pretty much lost on everything, so we'll go ahead and give a ready check unless you guys have any questions.
Alright, we don't have this logo.
Oh, also one advice of wisdom here. Start the fight mounted, because she sends out a shockwave that does some damage. And if you're mounted, it just demounts you. Alright, here we go.
Come then. You won't live to see Kadim's dominion. Or mine.
Alright. I still want you guys stacking tightly, even if you're pillar kiting. Alright, someone took my pillar. Take it to arrow. Alright, that's fine. My arrow friend, you're coming with me to spiral.
I'm the tank. I can't.
Oh, let's go ahead and GG. So when you're tanking, you just want to be as close to the boss as you can.
Yeah, I know. Just because you said I'm supposed to go to spiral because I'm your pillar buddy.
So after we've dropped
Oh my
pillars,
god, okay.
do we just go in as close as we normally would?
Yeah.
Cool.
Sorry, I thought the tank was Simon the Mesmer. Just because it said Mesmer after it, I was like, understood, they're at... Okay. Anyway, here we go. Okay, if that happens again, the tank is taking one of these outer pillars. And just know that the tank has priority, so you may just have to leave and just go downstate. Alright, good job. Now DPS. Alright, head to your pillars. You'll also know that she's about to do it because she'll yell at you about being blinded. Alright. And you have seen the core of this fight. Alright, out of the hitbox. It's Twister phase. She does like a rotation and a half. Alright, spiral. Dodge this if you want to be extra. Alright, throw up your bubble. Where is our downstate friend? Are they in the sand?
Under the platform.
I will explain what happened in a second. But for now, we're just going to continue. Alright, it's the exact same as before, but now the platform has changed slightly. Oh, someone didn't move out of their pillar on time.
Misplaced start.
Alright, head to your pillars. Alright, in my future ones, I want circle and heart to merge. Let's go ahead and GG. So, when first let me address what happened. So, when the platform changes, I would advise you guys not to be jumping over where one will spawn. Because if you are even slightly underneath the pillar, that's about, or the floor that's about to spawn, it'll come up and throw you on inside the floor, and then you won't be able to get out. This is why I advise like jumping before it changes. But it doesn't happen too often. It's just sad when it does happen. The next thing is for merging. Okay, so what these pillars do more than block us. Every pillar that is standing gives Adina a boost to her damage. So what we want to do is, let's say we only have 8 people left in the fight. We actually want to merge 2 pillars, and all that means is we just drop them next to each other, and it will destroy one of them. Additionally, like if we have 9 people, there will always be a pillar up. Make sure you just keep dropping your new pillar on that old pillar. That way we're not building them up. But you guys are looking great for this fight. Did anyone have any questions? Alright, we'll give it another pull. Also, it looks like our boons are a little low. Make sure we just stack a little tighter.
I mean, as I'm struggling to sort of figure out where exactly I should be stood to make sure I'm getting the pillar, but I suppose that's
So,
only an issue.
Just don't be in the green moss.
Alrighty.
Everyone who is not kiting should be in that green moss, which will mean that they're the closest to the boss. Alright, head to your pillars. And back in. Alright, out of the center. Or we're meeting up over by Spiral. Alright, no one's on the floor. Awesome. We do want to do as much damage as we can during this, because the bubble will only last us so long. Alright, and then we're continuing this phase again. I want to congratulate you guys for seeing 90% of the fight already. Don't be in front of the boss. It's a very scary place to be. Head to your pillars. 1, because of the Hershey Kisses. 2, because the boss has a knockback that will hit you into the Hershey Kisses. And 3, she just does a decent amount of damage. Alright, we're about to phase here. For my Mirage friends, would you mind standing a little bit closer to the boss? That way you have, are giving people alacrity. Also, we are ending up on Star. Alright, Thumb, just res, throw up the bubble if you have it. Alright. Alright. My advice for when we're crossing that is, we won't be able to save them. Look at the hands that we hit last, because that has the knockdown, and you can dodge its attack. Alright, and we're phasing. Alright, go drop your pillars. Alright, now that we have someone who died, here's where things might get a little chaotic. Somebody who wasn't a kiter may get a pillar. If that's the case, just drop it somewhere around heart, and we will adjust accordingly.
By the way, I was in a kiter and it's square.
Make sure we drop them on... That's a lot of pillars. Make sure we're dropping them on old pillars. Make sure we're dropping them on old pillars. Pick our friend up. Alright, head to your pillars. Alright, I want my heart and my square to merge. So I want you guys to place it just on adjacent tiles. There we go, and that's what merging looks like. Head to your pillars.
Sorry for your bootstrapping.
Now remember, you can only have 2 behind a pillar. Out of the center, don't get hit by that.
What?
Oh,
Oh my god, continue in 5th.
that's our tank. We're going to
Yeah,
continue
sorry.
just so that way we can see one more of this in-between phase. Remember, we're meeting up at star. Throw out the bubbles if we have it. Looks like we don't. So we don't have Tempest to reflect anything. Guardian your Tome 3 will work additionally. Alright, watch the hand far from us and dodge when it throws. Alright, we'll go ahead and GG here.
Yeah, sorry, got on the transition in the second phase on 50%. I got shot put off the platform into downstate into sand.
No worries. Once again, guys, I do think this fight's easier than Sabir, but learning it, it's definitely a harder fight, so don't feel discouraged. Once you learn this fight, nothing changes for it. Unlike Sabir, where there's judgment calls to make and some RNG involved, once you learn it, it's an extremely simple fight, and I believe you guys can do it. No worries. Advice for my Revenant, I would swap to a Centaur stance while we're doing the Twister phase, avoiding the Sandblast, because she's invulnerable. So that way you can start building energy and start at 100.
And if you have energy left over at the end of it, but you're probably running your Condi. Never mind.
Also, you kind of just short or sword auto.
Short bow.
Is it short bow?
Sword is power.
All right, here we go. Everyone, make sure you're mounted.
Come then. You won't live to see Kalim's dominion. Or mine.
Head to drop your pillars. To your pillars.
Never saw it come nor siege.
Glorious combination of
Oh shit. I accidentally put a pillar right at the edge. Oh, it's gone.
Oh,
Good.
we didn't get out of the hitbox. Well, we're meeting up at Spiral this phase only. If you're trying to evade damage there, it's not the wind wall that hurts you, it's the earth bouncing around. Make sure you're standing in this bubble that our Rev is so kindly to throw out. Oh, that's a pillar and group. Away from that pillar.
I'm neither here nor there.
I'll take the bullet though. Somebody has to res me here.
Yeah, I didn't want to go. Thank you for res. And careful with the bombs.
Alright, someone took my pillar. Let's go ahead and GG. So, if you get a pillar, even if you're not a kiter, I need you to drop it somewhere behind Heart. That way you're not killing people with it. Also, never come to Arrow. This is where your healer and your tank is. So if you're here, that means one of us is going to die. And I would very much prefer it to be a DPS than your healer or your tank.
That's refreshing.
Ready. Feel it strength. AB High was the illusion all along.
Make sure you're coming back in for boons and whatnot. Head to your pillars. Out of the hitbox, out of the hitbox. Alright, we're meeting up at Spiral. Alright, we're hopping sides.
Mirror, mirror from the sand. AB High was the illusion all along.
Beautiful blend of talents.
There's one to remember me by. Quiet. This will end quickly.
Head to your pillars.
Reload your mind.
Go drop the pillars.
Force.
Head to your pillars. Although we might phase here.
Okay.
We phased out of the hitbox.
The balance is out
Oh.
of war.
Oof.
We're meeting up at Star.
Yeah, Starkite are down.
Oh, we do not have bubble. Dodge. Tempest, even gonna time your reflex for like right now. Dodge.
Oh right, I'm not running for the feedback.
Dodge. Dodge. You basically dodge whenever he closes his fist. I'm not gonna merge. Alright, we do need to merge though. I'll have circle and heart. Star and square will merge. Because those are the two people that we're missing.
Both down from Star.
Yep. So if you get one, just take it over to square to merge. Oh. Never drop it near the boss, because now we're not doing any damage because half of everyone is blinded. Head to a pillar.
Living on the edge. Oh, come on.
Knowledge is power. That feels better.
Circle, take that one over by Spiral. Try delete that. No, that wasn't what I meant. Okay, it's still there. I meant just to clean up old pillars. I will say the markers are more of a guideline.
Beautiful blend of talents.
Okay, we need to ramp up our DPS here. And we keep dropping them in group. That's a GG. So what I would recommend people do is go into your audio options and turn effects volume up. This will let you hear the doo-doo better. No worries.
Come then. You won't live to see Kadim's dominion. Or mine.
Alright. We are getting better each pull. We're almost hitting the last phase. To your pillars.
You chose this.
Head to drop them off.
I'm neither here nor there.
Earth shall inherit all.
Out of the hitbox.
Be risen above the cardinal.
We're meeting up at Spiral this time, every time after it's Star. Don't touch the Hershey Kisses. Stand in the bubble. Remember, if you get knocked down, don't jump, let it bounce you up.
Maybe I was the illusion all along.
Alright, and we're continuing.
The dragon waits. Have at you.
To your pillars.
Maybe I was your mind betrayed me. Locked, loaded.
We honestly look really good and clean until we hit a death. Watch, don't be in the hitbox. Oh, we're meeting up at star this time. People on the other side, you can just kind of wait over there. It won't hit you. Stay in this bubble. Now, when we cross, I want you to look at the adjacent, or the one farthest away, and dodge when it throws. Alright, stay in this bubble. Nice.
A wonderful combination.
Good job. Go drop your pillars.
Calm before the storm.
To your pillars. Drop your pillars. Stack up tightly for booms. Out of the hitbox, out of the hitbox. Or we're meeting up at star after this. People on the side other than me, once you get over by star, you can just kind of wait there. Just don't be north and south. She does a full rotation. We are looking good. Dodge. Nice. Stay in the bubble. Alright, so now for this final phase, it's exactly the same, but occasionally those horrible hands will appear throughout the fight. Don't just ignore them. Oh, we lost someone. Whoever was at circle, you are now a kiter as well. After we come back from this, I want my rev to keep up the bubble for as long as you can, and we are DPS racing this boss. I got the res.
Cycle's increasing.
Seriously. Maybe I was
Whoever started circle, do not head to circle, because that is me and the tank's pylon. You can actually just be right here. You don't have to be that close to it. Alright, we're at 6% DPS to your hearts out. Drop your pillars off group. I don't want anyone near the Sabir with it. We're 4%, I believe. Things are starting to hurt. Just DPS, DPS, DPS. Get to a pillar. %, I believe in you guys. Just DPS, just DPS. 2%. Ooh. Very close.
Yeah, I might have caused some confusion because a person from Circle died, and I from Square got the pillar and ran to Square just automatically, not thinking about it.
Well, if you are a kiter, or if you are not a kiter and you get it, just drop it over by heart and we will adjust. That's fine. We'll just continue. Oh, well, GG.
Death cannot hold you.
Probably, yes.
I think I'm just changing some skills around, so
If our mechanist wants to bring a barrier signet, that also will help a little bit too. What is that emote there at Lawson?
I know if I drop Mimic, my uptime is shit.
Yeah, we don't need feedback loop. Yeah, you can also use it in the in-between phases. But it's primarily for the last phase.
Moose, you appear to be talking. I can hear you on Twitch, but can't hear you on Discord anymore.
Oh, sorry, I muted myself to make a comment. But yeah, it's primarily for the last phase, but you could also use it in the in-between phases. We'll do a ray check and then get started.
Fury rising! You won't live to see Kadim's dominion. Or mine.
But I believe we have it this time. I'll even go full Jinx.
I move to disorient. This will end quickly.
Well, now I'm afraid.
The new dawn will find
Head to your pillars.
Beautiful blend of talents.
We are phasing. Nice. Our DPS is looking better. Out of the hitbox.
about the cardinals of water and fire. Air is no more than chess.
We're over on Spiral. If anyone's wondering why we switch everyone after, it's the addition of hands. We always want to end up so that way our DPS don't have to move that much. And so if we start on, or if we finish over on Star side, then our DPS have to run completely around. And just add some unneeded confusion. to your pillars.
Let's patch you up. You'll see. Locked and loaded.
Your power play is
Out of the hitbox?
destroying the balance.
The balance is
Oh, we're meeting up over on Star this time.
Careful with the bombs.
Alright, the bombs are no longer there, they're completely a visual glitch.
Force. Maybe I was the illusion all along.
Cooling down.
Alright. Nice half move of the bubble. Oh, you don't need the bubble anymore.
Feel it straight.
Good job dropping this.
Quiet. This'll end quickest.
Head to your pillars.
Feel my wrath. Beautiful blend of
Go
tones.
drop the pillars.
Seems at my wrist.
why should there be four
Out of the hitbox. We're meeting up at Star.
the power?
Remember when crossing to watch the other. You already threw, so we're fine at crossing.
Give up yet?
Stay in the bubble.
Attack! Glorious combination of skill.
Alright, I'll call out when you should drop barrier signet.
Pillar on group.
Don't do it yet. Oh, that's in group. We lost someone.
Maybe I was the illusion all along.
Head to your pillars. Somebody's was dropped in the center. Nice. Okay. Go ahead and drop bubbles and barriers.
Already lost.
Go drop your pillars. Drop it in group, please.
Beautiful blend of talents.
Okay, we're at 10% DPS boss.
Maybe I was the illusion all along.
Head to your pillar.
Death stalks me.
You idiot! You've ruined everything!
Use barrier signet if you have it.
I'm neither here nor there.
Good job.
GG.
Alright, how did you like that fight?
I like that I can just ignore the blindness with Bladesworn. It's amazing.
Alright, congratulations. Let me go ahead and upload those logs. We won't be touching QTP. One, because we only have 30 minutes left in our training, and two, because it requires a bunch of role swapping, such as we only have room for 1 DPS.
But I do understand
But,
ley
well,
lines.
actually 2 with the
Use this flux
chrono
system on
tank.
the pylons.
However,
Acadine's connection to that.
if you do want an achievement, follow me to the rift. Head back to the Axis.
Do whatever it takes.
And then follow me. While I do this, that's not what I want. Let me upload logs in the meantime. Was that anyone's first raid ever? Out of curiosity. First of all, congratulations.
All that power, and we have another Academe.
First, let's
Most of them are easier than these.
whatever comes after.
I would put these.
What the flux has he become?
Sorry, let me clear my throat.
History. To see how I have risen high above the station in which you would have me rot.
You are
All right,
an
sorry.
abomination.
I would put these 2 bosses like middle of the road in terms of difficulty. They're not anything too brutal, but they do require more awareness than some of the Heart of Thorns bosses. All right, come here and stand and slash dance. And that'll get you an achievement. All right. While we dance, let me upload pull up these logs. Open. Alright, let me post them. Or you can watch my stream and follow along. Alright, so first let's look at Cardinal Sabir. First thing I always look at is mechanics. There's not too many mechanics in Sabir that it logs. The first is the big tornado, and the next is the shockwave. Big tornado, we had 3 people die to it. Just watch where you're standing. I'm guessing a lot of them were towards the... you said it was on your way back. Simon, I'm guessing you staff 2'd into it.
Yeah.
And then it was probably you went downstate towards the end, based on the phases. And got swept up in it.
Yeah, it was right towards the end.
Alright, next we'll look at boons. Group 1's might looked alright. You're low just because you were off stack doing wisps. Sub 2, your might looks alright. Simon, you were on Staff Mirage, right?
Yeah.
Your might was a little low for Staff Mirage. So I'd maybe just... I think it's regen. What was your regen uptime? Your regen uptime was only 35%.
HFP doesn't have good regen uptime. Just in
HP
general.
doesn't?
I think so, yeah. Oh wait, no. Was it an HFP or a heal mech?
No, it was a HB. I'll look into that. I haven't heard that, but I'll be mindful of that in the future.
Yeah, I think it's one of those. I think you need to sort of switch traits or sort of account for a group or account for it in group composition to keep regen up on the group. So I think
Okay.
I probably should have checked that. I'm just kind of new to doing a lot of this, so
No worries.
Sort of one of those things that I didn't really
I'll
think
double
of.
check. I can shoot you some advice if that's the case.
Yeah, please. Would
Actually,
appreciate
let
it.
me double check. What was my last raid with Clam? I'll pull up a log of his. Well, Clam is the person I've raided with the most. Let's see his Sabbath regen uptime. Buffs. I mean, his regen was 95. I'll ask him for some advice, and then I will message you later. And
Cool,
yes, we
thank
did
you.
clear Arlosen. Alright. Next, let's look at Fury. Fury looks alright. Quickness. Simon, I'm guessing you were off stack pretty frequently. I was seeing you off stack, and I think that's why your quickness was a little low. Your subs looks completely fine, but you yourself are a little low, so just make sure you're stacking a little bit better. I noticed that you were blinking and then staff 2ing. I would recommend staff 2ing and then you jaunt back into the fight. It just helps a little bit with staying in position. That way you don't have to run back in. That would be my advice there. Alacrity was a little low. I'll be honest, I don't know if that is tied to the low regen. I don't think it is. Let me quickly check your rotation. It's tied to how much you dodged. Target summary there. Simple rotation. Is this bugged? Alright. I can't give you the best of advice because it's currently borked. Anyway, I would maybe just practice the rotation a little bit more. Did you die in one phase? No, you were alive. Maybe just practice the rotation. I will double check if... I don't think your, whatchamacallit, your alacrity is tied to your regen. I think it's only might.
Both of them. Regen, while you have regen, you get, I think, 150 or 250 concentration as Mirage.
Okay.
Yeah, 250 concentration and expertise.
That wouldn't lead to this low of a boon uptime. If that's the case, it would drop down to like 70% or so. Do you take any concentration gear? Or sigils?
Yeah, I've got 5 out of 6 pieces are Ritualist.
Okay. That should be enough. I would just advise practicing the rotation a little bit more.
Yeah, will do.
Next we'll move on to our damage. Sub 2 I'll give you a little bit of a leeway because alacrity was low. But sub 1, maybe practice your DPS a little bit more. It's looking a little low. I would shoot for about 8k in this fight. Any questions on Sabir? Alright. Then we'll move on to Adina. Mechanics. This is by the blind. This either happens if you looked at the eye, if you touched quicksand, or if you were too close to a pillar that came up. Looks like that was you get hit by blinds 5 times. I'd maybe just watch where you were standing. That could be you fell into the sand quite a bit. Next is Curse. This is, if anybody's wondering why I specified Revenant in the post, you'll notice that Bubble was really good in this fight. That's because we don't want to get this Curse debuff. 14 is a decent amount of stacks in the late game, And honestly, it speaks to how well Chrono is that they were able to live through so many stacks. Perilous Pulse. Oh god, what is the pulse?
Shockwave, I
Is-
think. The
No,
Kone.
because I know more people got hit by the shockwave. I think that is this Twister. Split. Oh, it's not. What is Perilous Pulse? Hold on.
Guild Wars 2 wiki.
I'm not even typing.
Perilous Pulse creates a tremor that knocks out foes and destroys raised pillars within its area of effect. That is the cone attack.
Oh, no, that's not the cone attack. That is when a pillar comes up if you're hit by it. Because our tank would get hit by more Perilous Pulses.
Modified.
Oh wait, no, you're right. Okay, so
I mean, I don't know. It could be the shockwave
that's
from.
it. No, that's a tanking thing. Never mind. Tanking looks fine. 3 mines. Impressed you didn't go downstate to him, but overall looks fine. Not that big of a deal. You're just blinded for a few seconds when you return. But it's good to avoid that. Next, we'll look at our buffs. Might looks alright. Fury looks alright. Quickness looks alright. You did a little bit better with stacking there, but I would still recommend staying close to the boss. Or to stack. It looks like our Mechanist had the same. Let me watch a combat replay really quick. Because it might just be where you were aiming the cone. Alright, we're pretty spread out. Ideally, like, we would all stacked up where that Tempest is. Just for boons. Because I'm guessing the reason you didn't get quickness is because it doesn't cover that far to hit there. But overall, it's really not that big of a deal. So it was more of a stacking issue. Alacrity. Alacrity's low in that sub, good in this sub. I stacked poorly for my Alacrity. And Prot looks alright. Overall, boons look about the same, so I won't dwell on that. DPS. DPS looks alright. I would shoot for about 10k in this fight. But yeah, did anyone have any questions? Alright, then I will...
A small question.
Yeah.
When packs do this, do they usually type in chat when they die, where they died from, meaning kiter, non-kiter, and
no, when you do this normally, people are going to just kind of join, show up behind a pillar and start jumping if they're kiters. And then whoever gets it is just going to drop it. If you get it and you're not a kiter, you just drop it to hearts. Although there's a different way to do it, and that's where you don't have any designated kiters, and everybody drops it over by heart.
Alright.
I find that's a little bit more panicking on the tank. So I don't do that. The other way people will do it is you will count a number clockwise from and go to that pillar. I find that gets confusing in the heat of the moment, so I don't teach it that way. Also, let me read in-game chat because I had this over. I didn't have stream delay on. It's just naturally delayed. You can refresh it or watch VOD. You didn't pick up anything at the end because you died. Was there anything in particular you were confused on? And is this on Sabir or Adina? Various lights. You were... You were the HB. I didn't see anything outside of maybe just Adina stacking over on Heart's side.
You're definitely bigger and uglier than you were at the Mystic Forge, but you still won't win.
Chat. Rubber toys and lesser gin. You're not playing Zomros' foolish games today.
I'll get back to you on how to keep up regen, because I definitely know that it's possible. I might be able to actually message them right now. I know two really decent firebrands. Outside of that, does anybody else have any questions on these fights? Alright, then I will call it here. I see one of my friends is typing back to me. So you are free to go, unless you asked about.
Okay. Thank you for
Thanks.
the training. That's
Yeah,
great.
thanks.
Yeah, thanks, Moose.
Thank you. Alright, goodbye everyone.
Goodbye.
Bye.
So my friend says you can do it by either running Mace or Regen Mancha, and that they personally run the Regen Mancha, and run Axe for Fury and CC. Also, thank you. I'm glad you enjoy these trainings. I would, if you want an even more in-depth answer, you can either ask in the Guild Wars 2 discussion. The person I'm talking to is a mentor over in, oh, you guys won't be on RA because that's an NA thing. I would ask in either the Build Wars channel or the Guild Wars 2 channel for a more in-depth answer, because I'm just passing secondhand information along. So, a short answer to the question is you run the Regen mantra. But, anyway, I will call it here. Thank you everyone for coming. Bye. Alright, I'm also going to say goodbye to stream here. Because I need to go play with my puppy. Otherwise she gets super anxious. Bye everyone. Oh god, where did I put that page? There it is.